Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy, very Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Hunting Womp Rats by Will Power, and this is a reference to Star Wars. Something I guess I saw them when I was a kid, but I guess they were always on TV. So I always saw the TV version. I wasn't old enough to watch them in the movie theaters when they came out. But this is in reference to essentially Luke Skywalker, I believe. This is episode 4. He's talking about essentially how shooting the exhaust shooting a torpedo into an exhaust tube in the Death Star is like hunting womp rats or whatever or something in back on Tatooine. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I might have to give up my Star Wars cred because I can't remember exactly the line. I'm pretty sure it's Luke Skywalker talking to like I think Biggs, which is one of his wingmates. I think, or maybe it was Wedge. He's either Wedge or Biggs. They're like, that's impossible or whatever. And then Luke says something like, it's not impossible. It's like shooting whatever womp rats or I think shoot. No, maybe it's one of two references. It's either like they're talking to each other and they're like saying, "Oh, we're gonna go in. It's gonna be like shooting womp rats or hunting womp rats in whatever." And I think the design of this puzzle is essentially where Luke has to shoot at because you have everything pointing at the exhaust port where he has to fire the torpedo into and aim correctly. And so this is the essentially the what Luke Skywalker sees when he's flying down. I think when he's basically flying down toward the exhaust port of the Death Star and waiting to fire a torpedo down that exhaust port to blow up the Death Star. It's something like that. It's either that he's referencing that it's easy to shoot it like that because it's like hunting womp rats or whatever using lasers in Tatooine, or he references this when they go in, when they start attacking, they make their run to blow up the Death Star. But either way, this is basically referencing the part where he has to shoot at the porthole or the exhaust porthole, which would be at the X in the center of the spot. Anyways, enough nerding out or getting the nerding out wrong. Here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9, such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. We have German whispers, where numbers on the green lines are at least 5 apart from their neighbors on the line. And we have Dutch whispers, where numbers on the red lines are at least 4 apart from their neighbors on the line. Or as I like to call them, whisper 5 lines and whisper 4 lines. So as an example for the German whisper line or the whisper 5 line, if this were a 3, this digit would have to, we'd celebrate because we have 3 in the corner, but this digit would have to be 8 or 9 because those are the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3. But say this was, actually let's use this. This was a 3 then. These digits would have to be 7, 8, or 9 because those digits are 4 or more away from 3. And those are examples of how German whisper and Dutch whisper lines work, or as I like to call them, whisper 5 and whisper 4 lines. We have killer cages, where numbers in cages sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So, for example, these 4 digits must add up to 25. These 2 must add up to 9. So, for example, if this were, say, a 7, this would have to be a 2, because these 2 digits must add up to 9 because of the 9 in the upper left corner of the cage. And that's an example of how killer cages work. And finally, we have crop key pairs, where numbers with a white dot between them are consecutive, and not all possible dots are shown. So, for example, if this were, say, a 6, this would have to be a 5 or a 7, because those are the only digits which are consecutive with 6, and these have to be consecutive because there's a white dot between them. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, we've got a couple of cages which are very restricting. We have 3 cells adding 3 cells adding up to 7, and they're all in the same column. So they must be different digits, and so therefore it has to be 1, 2, and 4. Same with these adding up to 6, it's 1, 2, and 3 for 3 digits, unique digits to add up to 6. And therefore in the rest of this box you cannot have 1, 2, or 3, so this must be a 4, 5 pair to add up to 9. Because you can't have 1, 8, 2, 7, or 3, 6 to add up to 9, it's only 4, 5. That means the remaining digits in this box are 6 through 9. This has to be 1, 2, or 4. We have in this left central box, these digits add up to 25. These digits add up to 7. So total they may add up to 32. These 2 digits then must be equal to 45 minus 32, which is 13. You cannot have 4, 9 here, so this is either 5, 8, or 6, 7 to add up to 13. The remaining digits in this cage are 3, 9 then, with 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, this is either 5, 8 or 6, 7. Either way, this cannot have a 4 here. So this is 1 or 2 to be, because if this is 4 here, that's not 4 or more away from, it can only be 4 or more away from only 8. And therefore, this would not be possible to have a 4 here. So 4 has to be one of these two, which means this digit must be 4 or more away from 4 at least, which makes this 8 or 9 here. This is 1 or 2. To add up to 6, okay, so this adds up to 10 without 1, 2, or 3 because of the 1, 2, 3 triplet in the row. So this has to be 4 and 6 exactly. This 1, 2, 4 eliminates 1, 2, and 4 in the rest of the column, so this can't be 4. This is 6, which makes this 4. This digit is next to 4 other unique digits on the whisper 5 line. If we try to have this as a low digit, it would have to be 1, and it would have to have all of these digits be high. But the problem with that is this is already high to be next to the 4 in this Dutch whisper line, or the whisper 4 line. So this cannot be low, because that would force 5 highs in the central box, which is not allowed, because the high digits are only 6 through 9. Okay, and this is, okay, I forgot to say, about whisper 5 lines, you'll always alternate between low digits and high digits on a whisper 5 line. So that's the reason why, if this is low, all 4 of these must be high then, if that's the case. So that doesn't work if that's the case. If this were low, you'd have 5 high digits in that box. And the reason why you know this is that if you have a low digit, which are 1 through 4, what digits can be next to it on a whisper 5 line? 1 can be next to 6 through 9, 2 can be next to 7 through 9, 3 can be next to 8 or 9, and 4 can only be next to 9. So whatever digit that's low, it always has to be next to a 6 through 9, which is a high digit. And you have the same for the other way around, right? So this cannot be low. This must be high, which is next to 4 low digits here. So these must all be low. So this has to be not low. So this is either 5 or 6 adding up with 1 or 2 or 1 or 3. So this is 5 and 6 because it cannot be a low digit. These are low digits here. And because these are all low digits and they're all next to one other digit, it has to be next to 9. So this is 9, this is 8. This can no longer be 8 here. This has to be 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 6, or 1, 2, 3, and 5 to add up to 9. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4 here. So one of these two is a 4 here. This is guaranteed to be 1. So this can't be 1 here. We have a 1, 2, 3 triplet in column 6, which eliminates 1, 2, 3 in the rest of the column. So this is 4 through 9. 5 cannot be next to 2 unique digits on a whisper 4 line, right? Actually, it could be 1 and 9. Never mind. So this 5 can be next to 1 and 9. 6 can be next to 1 and 2. Either way, 1 has to be one of these digits then here. So if this is 1, guaranteed, it's 1 and 9 or 1 and 2. We're not sure which. Okay. This digit has to be 1, 2, 4, or 5 to add up to 6 with another digit. So same with this. This is a low digit, so this must be high digits here. So we have high digits all here, which leads to these being low digits, which leads to these being high digits. Okay. So one of these has to be a 9 to be next to a 4 on a whisper 5 line. So we know there's a 9 in one of these two cells. This 18 cannot include a 1. Okay, so this digit can never be 2. If this were 2, it's not 4 or more away from 1, 2, 4, and 8. Sorry, 1, 2, 4, and 5. So this has to be 1 or 9 here. Oh, where are 4 and 5 in the central box? They cannot be here because of the 4, 5 pair in the column. So therefore, this must be a 5 here. So this has to be a 1, 9 pair here in this on this whisper 4 line to be next to the 5. This has to be 1 and 3 and 5 to add up to 9. So this can't be 3. This is a 2, 4 pair. So this 1, 3 pair eliminates 1 and 3 here. So this can't be 3. This is 2. No 2 here. No 2 here. Remaining digits in this central box are 6 and 7. So this is a 6, 7 pair. 5 can no longer be here. Remaining digits in column 5 are 1, 2, 3, and 8. And we're guaranteed 2 and 8 here. So 8 cannot be in the rest of the box. 2 and 8 add up to 10. So the remaining 3 digits must add up to 21 minus 10, which is 11. So you cannot have a 9, because 9, 1, and 2 adds up to at minimum 12. You could have 7 with 1 or 3. So that could be possible. 7 with 1 or 3. That would add up to 2 and 8 to add up to 21. What about 6? So 2, 8, 1, 4, 6 works. So then this would be 4 and 6 and 4 and 6 possibly. We don't know. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? This is 1, 9 as a pair. 1 and 9. So 9 could be next to 1, 2, 4, 5. That's fine. Remaining digits in row 1. We have 5, 7, 8, 9. So this is 7, 8, 9 here. 7, 8, 9 here. Where is the 5 in row 1? It has to be one of these two digits here, which eliminates 5 in the rest of the box. So this cannot be 1, 5. It's 2, 4 as a pair. 1 cannot be 4 or more away from 2 or 5, so this is died, which makes this 1. 2 or 4 can be 4 or more away from 6, 7, or 8. So this has to be a high, and is 6, 7, or 8. That means this has to be low to be next to it, because it can't be 5. Because 5 can only be next to 9 or 1. So 5 cannot be here on this whisper 4 line, because you can't have a 1 in either of these cells. So this has to be high. Which must be next to a low. This has to be 5 through 9 here. To be next to 1 on a whisper 4 line. 1 eliminates 1 here, so this is 3, which makes this 1. 3 can only be next to 8 or 9 on a whisper 5 line. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the column, so this is 8, which eliminates 8 here. This can't be 1 here, no 1 here, therefore this becomes a 2, 4 pair, which eliminates 2 and 4 in the rest of the box. So this can't be 2, this is 1. This has to be a low digit, so it's 2, 3, or 4. Cannot be 4. 4 can only be next to 8 and 9 on a whisper 4 line. So we have 5. 5 can't be here. 5 has to be one of these two. That means the remaining 3 digits in that cage must add up to 18 minus 5, which is 13. This can't be 2 or 4, so this is 1 or 3. 1 can be next to 6, 7, 8, or 9. And this is 6, 7, 8, or cannot be 6. This is 7, 8, 9. This 2, 4 pair eliminates 2 and 4 here, so this is 5, which eliminates 5 here, so it's 4. Remaining digits in row 3 have to be 1 and 3. So this becomes a 1, 3 pair, which means this can't be 1 or 3. It cannot be 4. This has to be a 2 and is low. So we have a 1 and 3 here. These are both low. 4 here is low. 6 here is high. This has to be 1 or 3 also. Therefore, we have 4 lows in column 2. The remaining digits then have to be high. So they're 5 through 9 here. No, 8, 5, 8, or 9. So this is 6 or 7. Since this is 6 or 7, this cannot be a 6, 7 pair adding up to 13. So this has to be a 5, 8 pair, which leaves 6, 7, 9 remaining in the rest of the column. And this has to be 3, 9, 6, and with 6 or 7 here to add up to 25, right? 3 and 9 add up to 12, 6 and 7 add up to 13, that's 25. 3 is guaranteed here, so this can't be 3, this is 1, which means this can't be 1, that's 3, which means this can't be 3, so it's 1. This cannot be 6 or 8, it has to be 7 or 9 here. We have a 6, 7, 9 quadruplet. And this in this lower left-hand box. So 6 has to be one of these two, so this can't be 6, this is 7. So if there's no 7 here, well, 9 has to be, this can't be 7. This becomes a 6, 9 pair in column 2, which eliminates 6 and 9 in the rest of the box, so this can't be 9. This is 7, which makes this not be a 4. because 4 cannot be next to 7 on a Whisper 5 line. This is 2, so it's 4. 4 can only be next to 9 on a Whisper 5 line, so this is 9, which eliminates 9 here, here, and here. And here. Okay. This cannot be 8 because of 8 in the row. No 7 here because of 7 in the row. This can't be 7 either. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the row. So this has to have a 4 here. There's no other place for the 4 in row 5. So 4 has to be one of these two. So you have 4 and 5 here. So the other digits must be 2, 7, or 3, 6 to add up to 18, right? 18 minus 4 and 5 is 9, which is 9. And then 2, it cannot be 1, 8. So it's either 2, 7, or 3, 6. So we have 4 and 5, and 2, 7, or 3, 6. Obviously, this can't be 5 or 7. Where's 2? Okay, this is 2, which eliminates 2 here. So this is 4, which means this can't be 4. That's 2. 4 cannot be 4 or more away from 6. So this is 9, which makes this 6. That eliminates this from being 4, 6 to add up to 21 with 1, 2, and 8. Could it be 3 and 4, though? I think the answer to that is no, right? It would be 3, 4, and 4 to add up to 11, and then 11 plus 2 and 8 would be 10, plus 11, which is 28. So this cannot be 4, therefore this must be a 7 here. So this is 7, which eliminates 7 in the rest of the column. So there's no 7 here. We have a guaranteed 4 here. And this must be 5 with 6 or 9 here. And this can't be 9 because of 9 in the column. This can't be 9 because of 9. Sorry, 9 in the row. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the row. We have a 5, 6 pair, which eliminates 5 and 6 in the rest of the row. In row 7, so this can't be 6. This is 4. That leaves this as 1, 2, 3, and this as 1, 2, 3, but this can't be 1 because of 1 in the box. This can't be 3 because of 3 in the column, so this must be 2. 2 cannot be 4 or more away from 8, or sorry, from 5, so this is 8, this is 5. These are high digits. We have low digits here. One of these 3 is a 9. This cannot be 4. The digits which are consecutive with this, 9 cannot be here because that would force this to be 8, and we already have an 8 in that box. So this must be 6, which is consecutive with 5 or 7. 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 5. This can't be 5 or 6, it's 9. 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 6, which only is next to a 1 or 2 on a Whisper 4 line. So this is 1 or 2 here. Cannot be 1 because of 1 in the row. So this is 2. This can't be 2 here. It's 1 or 3. This is obviously low here. 2 eliminates 2 in the rest of the column. This can't be 2. This is 4, which makes that 2. This can't be 4 in the rest of this column. So no 2 or 4. Where can the 4 be then in this right central box? It has to be here. So this is 4. Where's the 2 in this right central box? It has to be here. So that's 2. So this is 3, 6, which has to be 3 cannot be consecutive with 5, 6, or 7. So this can't be 3. This is 6, which is consecutive with 5 or 7. But the problem is 4 and 6 and 3 and 5 add up to 18. So then this must be 3, this must be 5. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 1. This can't be 1 or 2, so it must be 3, which eliminates 3 here, so it's 1 and 3. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 1. So this can't be 1 or 3, it's a 2, 8 pair. 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 8. which makes this 2. 8 can only be next to 1, 2, or 3 on a Whisper 5 line, and it can't be 1 or 2, so this must be 3. 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 1. 3 can only be next to 8 and 9 on a Whisper 5 line, so this is 9. This has to be not 6. This is a 7, 8 pair in column 8. 8 eliminates 8 here, so this is 7, which eliminates 7 here, so it's 8. We already knew that because of the Whisper 4 line here. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6, which eliminates 6 here, so it's 7. This can't be 3 or 9. That makes this 6, which makes this 3, which makes that 9. Okay. 9 can be next to, cannot be 1, 2, or 3 here. So this is 4 or 5 next to the 9 on the Whisper 4 line. This is a high digit, cannot be 6, 7, or 9, so this has to be 8. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 7, which eliminates 7 in the rest of the row. That leaves a 5, 8, 9 triplet in this upper right-hand box, which eliminates 5, 8, 9 in the rest of the box. This can't be 8. This is 6 or 7. To be next to the 2 has to be 6, 7, 6 or higher. We can't have 8 or 9 here, so this is 6, 7. That leaves this as a 3. This 8 and 9 eliminates 8 and 9 here, so this must be 5, which means this can't be 5. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 9, which makes this 8. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 7, which makes this 6, which makes this 8, and makes that 7. No 7 here, no 8 here. 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 6 and 9. 5 here eliminates 5 here, so it's 7. Last digit in column 8 is a 5. Last digit in column 7 is a 4. That leaves the last digit in row 9 as a 3. Remaining digits in row 8 are 4 and 5, but 4 can't be here because of 4 in the column, so this is 5, which makes this 4. That leaves this digit as an 8 and this digit as a 5. And that was all through normal Sudoku through the last part. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, this just gave me nostalgia back to when I watched Star Wars when I was a kid. It was fun times, fun times. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve in this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.